is not a problem. Overheating is. However, higher temperature in the cable means more attenuation. And more attenuation we have to cover with the length of our permanent links. So you may have to consider to use the allowed permanent link lengths in order to allow for some added heating by PoE Ethernet. This is what's explained in the white paper that we have, and we don't think that we have any big issues with PoE Ethernet plus. The other effect we have with PoE Ethernet is actually a stress on our connectors. You know, if you disconnect a connector on the load, you always create a spark. The energy of the spark can destroy the metal of the contact. So basically, what you see here is 200 sparks that impacted on the contact. So this is the contact in the module inside, and each of these points here is a crater created by the spark going into the metal. And depending on the energy, the crater is being small or is getting bigger. With 60 watts, PoE Ethernet plus, we don't expect of any issues with that problem. Going to 100 watt, there is no, so the basic research has not been done in the industry yet. And I would expect to have some issues. So our own measurements indicate that 60 watt is probably the limit on what we can do. And above that, we will start to see problems with normal RJ45. So you may have to go for specially designed RJ45s above 60 watts. But that's subject to research that we are still doing for the future. Another thing which is, by the way, already happening in certain cases is, which connected to PoE Ethernet, is the increase here of the contact resistance in plugs. Probably you all know that the R&M plug is actually one of the few ones that is using an IDC contact. An IDC contact, in essence, is a fork where you insert your wire into, and the wire is held inside the fork. There is a spring force that actually contacts. The normally used piercing contact is actually a needle going through the cable. So this is an arrangement which is much less stable. And if you look at the behavior of this connection between the contact and the wire over the time, over years, in an accelerated aging test, you see that your IDC contact remains very small. And on a piercing contact, you actually have an increase of resistance. Now, for data transmission, that's not so big of an issue. That works, of course. It's proven billions of times with RJ45. However, if you go into PoE Ethernet, especially the plus variety, you have some point here where the resistance is so big that the energy generated in this small part here becomes so big that you create a fire hazard. And we already had first cases where this happened. If it's even going further up with bad quality connections. So this is actually a good quality connection for piercing. So this is something to bear in mind with PoE Ethernet, especially if you go to higher powers, that you may have issues over the lifetime of your components.